My first experience with the Academy was a one-day workshop, and I made such a profound shift in that one day that I knew I would work with her. Working with Emily this week has been profound and amazing, and the way she presents it, if you listen, you get it.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Where is my tuning fork? Welcome to the 820 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. Look, my hand. For those of you who've been following my broken hand, my broken wrist, it's up and running again. And I haven't been here live with you all for a couple of weeks. So I'm so happy to be here. Let's do a mic check first of all. Since I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, I failed to do my opening mic check. So can everybody hear me? Well, let me know in the comments. Also, I have some UFO footage that I want to share with y'all today. Blow it up with some hearts and some likes. Just like you're a kid hitting the button on the elevator. Heart, 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 heart. All right, if you want to see some UFOs, let me know. Renee, I see you here. Hello, I'm happy you're here. Regina, it's good to share some space with you. And Sweet Farish, already asking some questions. I love this. I'm going to answer this question about autoimmune disease. Anybody else have any sickness or health-related issues? We can start healing all of those today. All right, by activating self-healing knowledge within yourself. We're going to talk all about the Akashic Records. So Shelly Jones, thank you for letting me know it's loud and clear. Awesome. We've got Remote Marion coming in with questions. Yes, y'all, if you already know how the Akashic Records work, start blowing up my chat box with your questions. For those of you who are new, don't worry. I'm going to give everybody a little tutorial here so we can all play in the sandbox together. So first of all, just a humble thank you if you are joining me here today. You could be anywhere on the planet right now, whether you're joining me live or whether you're joining me on the replay. You have taken a step to open up your consciousness, to see life in a different way, to see yourself in a different way, which is going to open up new opportunities for you. My mission here on the planet is to restore freedom to every single individual. It is here. It is available for you on the planet. It depends on how you perceive your life and what choices you make. This is why the Akashic Records are so powerful. They allow us to see from a different perspective. All right, so if you are new and this is the first time we are meeting, my name is Emily Harrison. I'm the founder here inside the Akashic Academy. Since 2015, I've been working with visionaries, thought leaders, difference makers across the planet, training them how to exit the world of ordinary minds and tap into superconscious intelligence or the God mind through your Akashic Records, okay? Because unless we learn how to engage this part of our mind, part of our technology, to see things from a higher perspective, we only have our human perspective. And our human perspective is not full and complete with all the information. All right, we just can't hold all the bandwidth. That's why we need our higher mind. The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. All right, so just take a moment to check yourself. Am I perceiving my life? Am I looking at what's possible for me from a place of unconditional love and zero judgment? No, most of us are looking at ourselves through our traumas. Hello, Lisa Gardner. I'm happy that you are here. Lisa and I just spent the week together in Shasta. Lisa's already seen the cool pictures in the UFO videos that I'm going to share, but Lisa, it's so good to just feel your energy again. Whew, what a powerful week. I'll tell you a little bit more about what happened in Shasta as we roll. Okay, so 2015, prior to that, I was an actress in Hollywood. On the outside, it looked like I had a really cool life. I was getting more and more acting roles. I had a young family, but the truth is, the more acting roles I was getting, also the more I was missing out on. I felt really depressed. I felt torn between motherhood and Hollywood. I had kids who were just, so bright and advanced and needing so much of my attention. Challenges with how to parent them, challenges in my marriage, in my relationship. And on the inside, I was really crumbling. I was depressed. I had a lot of questions about my purpose in life. I had questions about what was possible for me. I wanted to know when my career was going to break. I felt like I was searching. Anybody out there feel like they're searching? This is me. And when I discovered the Akashic Records, or I discovered that through a state of meditation, I could shift out of human Emily mind and tap into freaking God, goddess mind, and understand WTF really going on, because your soul, like everything that you've chosen to experience, which by the way, everything you're experiencing, you did choose. If you didn't choose it consciously, well, that's why we're here. We're learning to be better at this human thing where we get to choose more consciously. But all this time that we've been asleep and we've been walking through our life unconsciously, and our unconscious patterns and our unconscious traumas are affecting our thoughts and our emotion and our behaviors, we are not living in our highest potential. This is a time of evolution here on the planet where we're waking up. We're learning to course correct. We're learning to see the bigger picture. We're learning to understand with compassion. Oh yeah, I got hurt. So I started acting out of self-sabotage. I see it now. And when you see yourself with love, with compassion, with a little bit of humor in there too, you're going to understand, you're going to get it a lot more of what the heck we're doing all here together on this planet called Earth. All right. This is a learning school. Earth plane, the Earth zone, is a place your soul comes to learn. You learn about a couple main things. You learn about yourself as a God incarnated, as a human. You are a divine hybrid of God and human energy. God is ultimate creator. We are ultimately creating every single thing that we're experiencing in our life. Okay, so when we have the Akashic Records, it's amazing technology that you can activate within your body. You're already wired to do it. You can connect into a higher consciousness and begin to read information from every single situation that's happening around you. Okay, you come to this planet to learn. Earth School is a living library. There is consciousness available all around us. In between the beats of physical reality, we've got to slow down, open up our energy. We open up our energy. We raise our vibrational frequency through love, through self-love, through compassion, through nature, through healing, through witnessing, through just saying nice compliments to people and yourself. Okay, you are God's. Whether you believe in God spoke the universe into existence, or you believe in the Big Bang, it's sound. The vibrational frequency of sound creates. So your voice and what you say is so important, so powerful. Okay, so I'm done riffing. Thank you, Miss Shelley Jones, that my opening monologue there from the guides gave you some goosebumps. Here's the really cool thing is that y'all can do this too. For the next 30, 40 minutes or so, we're going to riff here together, and I'm going to be reading them for you. I'm going to take on that sacred honor to tap in. Although I will share with you, the information that I get is going to come through my perspective, which is why it's so important for everyone to learn how to do this themselves. Then it gets to come through your perspective. It gets to be 100% pure. And my intention today is that by channeling through insight, for those of you who are asking questions, which thank you again, y'all make this show. My intention is that we all get to learn, and the next piece of valuable insight that's going to help us along this journey of evolution, of bringing love, light, compassion, peace, plenty to this planet, is going to drop in for us. Okay? Kai Van Bodie in the house. I love it. All right, everybody, let's get rocking and rolling here. Sweet Farish says, hi, I would like to ask the Akashic Records for some guidance about the autoimmune disease that I am recovering from, please. Yes, right now, just confirming and affirming your healing. Sweet Farish, that is the body's natural state, is the natural state of the body, the mind, the emotions, the consciousness to move back into a state of harmony when we give ourselves the right conditions. Okay, so yes, you are healing. All right, let me tap in and see what the Akashic Records want to share about autoimmune disease. First of all, anybody who is experiencing health challenges out there right now, if you want to send some love likes, hearts across the screen, sending out some special energy for all of you. The guides are thanking you from the soul level for taking on this journey to not only help yourself remember, but help humanity remember that we have the ability to self-heal. Okay. The guides are saying autoimmune, anything that is autoimmune is a dis-ease against the self. So there's a place where you are suppressing your truth. Okay. The guides want me to pause and explain how things manifest into our physical reality. Okay. So everything exists technically as infinite possibility out there. As we begin to think about scenarios, possible scenarios, things in our life, circumstances, we also, once we think about ourselves in a certain way, whether it's a positive way or a more negative way, we start to generate an emotion behind it. So the thought creates the original vibrational frequency. And then the emotion starts to add fuel to the fire, starts to consecrate that energy. And then it starts to affect how we speak about our reality. And then once we're speaking about our reality, we are sending a powerful vibrational frequency out into the ether. Now, as we are sending out these vibrational frequencies, there's infinite possibility out there. We're going to connect to certain possibilities that begin to bring something closer into our field, to consecrate into our reality. All right, so it's in the ether, it's a possibility. We start to connect to it. We start to give it more life, more attention. It moves from the world of possibility into probability. And then it moves from probability into our reality. And that's when something is physically manifest in our reality or in our bodies. Okay. Most of the things that we are manifesting and creating from our thoughts that start from the thoughts and then get consecrated by vibration, a feeling, and then we add behavior to it. Most of that stuff is happening on autopilot or subconsciously below our awareness. Okay. Glad you guys are here. So the guides want to bring in an activation right now that is going to allow us to see what is unseen in our thoughts. Okay. Meaning we have thoughts that are playing on like open apps in the background of our lives. The average human has between 12 and 60,000 thoughts per day. The vast majority of those thoughts are happening subconsciously. You don't even realize that you're thinking them. But here's how the breakdown goes. The average breakdown of your 12 to 60,000 thoughts per day, roughly 90% are negative. Roughly 80% are the same thoughts you had yesterday. So they're playing on a loop. And 95 to 99% are subconscious. So we don't even realize that we're thinking them. All right. So we've got to really start to examine what are the thoughts that are creating reality for us that we don't really want. So I'm going to bring in light from the Akash right now to illuminate this for everybody right now. So if you want to play along, if you want to receive this activation, you can slow down a bit, take a nice deep breath. Okay. And you can ask your guide sincerely to reveal to you the thoughts that are happening on repeat for you that are creating an undesirable reality. Okay. So that's the step one, is we're connecting the thought to the reality, the undesirable reality that's creating. All right. If you're following along with me, say yes. Let me know in the comments. Okay. So now that we've identified what that thought is that's creating the reality that's undesirable for you, thank the guides. Give them a little nod. I can almost do this by hand, almost. Okay. Good. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me know you're in here with me. All right. Thank the guides. And now ask, what story would serve me better? Because our thoughts are just stories. So ask, what story would serve me better? Okay. I'm holding the space while that drops in for all of you. Ooh, I just got the chills. Yes. And just like that, y'all, we're starting to rewire our reality. Starting to rewire our reality. Good. Good. Okay, the guys want to take me back to autoimmune and dis-ease against the self. And the guys are saying pretty much all of us could take a look at this one. Whether the dis-ease against the self has manifested into our physical reality yet or not. We all have areas where we have dis-ease with self. All right, so we're going to do some more group healing here together. Let's heal ourselves and the planet. Hold space for this. Invite ourselves into the healing. Oh, my whole body buzzing. Third eye going nuts here. Around releasing dis-ease with self. All right, we're going to work in the heart chakra. Say yes if you want to receive this activation. In the heart, okay, we're releasing dis-ease of self from the heart chakra. You can say yes if you want to receive that release now. Christopher, you feel the chills? Yes, thank you. Those of you who are clairsentient and you're feeling it, thank you for the feedback. Yeah, y'all let me know where you're feeling it. Okay, now we're going to activate higher heart and the wisdom of the higher heart to guide us. If you are brave enough to allow yourself to be led by unseen wisdom, you can say yes now. And that unseen divine wisdom will take a stronger seat in your being. You have to give it permission though. Okay? Good stuff. Okay, dis-ease against self can also be areas where we're not speaking our truth. Make sense? Okay, I'll make myself some notes here because I'm going to make videos about this later and I got to remember. Dis-ease against self. Cool. All right, let's tap in and dive in a bit more. Thank you guys for being here. I need some glasses. Just one second. All right, Remote Marion. Hi, I wonder if you have an idea what to see in my Akashic Records for my purpose, especially regard to jobs and career. All right, well, before I even take a look, y'all, if you're here and you're asking about career, you're a light worker, you don't get attracted into this space if you're not. Yeah, and we're here to expand light, to expand knowledge, to expand love and connection here on the planet. And let me just tap in for you, Remote Marion. You're also here as a teacher. You're a wisdom keeper. You are part of the rainbow, the prophecy of the rainbow tribe, pathway to power. We've been talking about that. That's definitely part of the storyline of Mount Shasta. And what we were doing last week is a very special tribe of seeker. I don't even want to call us seekers because we're in the wisdom. Seeking creates this idea that we're still looking for it, right? It's here. It's all around us. But a group of highly specialized metaphysicians, I'll say, went into Mount Shasta to open up the portals and conduct the energy of bringing through the codes of the new earth, right? This is where we are bringing in the light to the planet. We are, just like we're rewiring ourselves, we're rewiring the planet. We are moving back into a civilization where our baseline frequency is that of peace, love, and joy. Okay. A lot of people are experiencing a desire to shift careers right now. If that's you, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen, sending out a special transmission for you to empower you, to enliven you, to inspire you. But you're part of a bigger movement. Okay. It's helpful to be connected to your tribe. So I'm glad you're here. Stay close. We all doing it here. Okay. Here's general information for all of us who are on this path. Okay. It's a path of destiny. It is a path that, and the guides are saying, as I speak this to you, notice what responds in your being. All right. So we've talked about some clairsentience here. That's the goosebumps moving in your body. You may notice an indication within your being of truth based on how your body responds. Okay. But this awakening of the new earth, those of us who are here to usher in this energy, to be conduits, We knew when we came into this planet what our role was going to be. So if you can go back to your childhood and you can remember simply the fun childhood imagination games that you used to play, you'll get a whole bunch of clues. Okay. I wanted to be an astronaut. I played teacher with my with all of my stuffed animals. I played entrepreneur too. It looked like an art studio where I would take the calls for the art and I would write down what they wanted, which of course I was making up in my head as I went along. And then I would trot back to the back and I'd paint it up and I'd bring it back and I'd call their ass back up and let them know their painting was ready. Okay, so start there and allow that childlike awe and wonderment to come back into your field, and that will guide you. Okay, the guides want to do an inner child healing right now because many of us also, our souls, before we got here, we were like, yeah, we'll go take on all these tough missions here on the planet. And then we get here and we're like, what the fuck? Okay, so here's another thing about many of us, many of you guys who are coming into this space, many of us star seeds who came to help the planet remember the love and the light. Yeah, we incarnated into jacked up families, okay, where there's karma and trauma and ancestral things that get handed down in the DNA, and also that our soul agrees to experience to help clear the painful karma and trauma for our families. A lot of that requires us to move through the challenge ourselves and then really go through forgiveness. Like when you really seriously forgive and you're no longer holding on to the anger, you're alchemizing, you're activating the archetype of the magician. Alchemy is the art of transmuting a substance that is corruptible into a substance that is stable. And we're doing that all over the place here on the planet. I mean, that's basically what we're doing. We're alchemizing the darkness. The darkness that we have been in here on the planet has created corruption. And we're transmuting what is corruptible into what is stable. But we need to do it through your own business. Mind your own damn business. I don't even suggest you watch the news and what's going on in the outside world, because it's just a reflection of what's going on in you. And in you is where you get to solve it and fix it. So take a look at where you're warring, where you are at dis-ease with self, with family, with your internal unit, and do the work there. That's where we're truly being called to do a lot of the evolutionary work right now. Okay, we're going to do some inner child clearing. Man, I'm monologuing a lot today. The guides have a lot to say to y'all. All right, so back to the original question here. For those of you who feel like you're searching for purpose, especially in regards to job or career, this is how you serve the planet. You're on a path of destiny here to do that. And you knew when you came into the planet, your inner child knew, your little version of yourself, that innocent version of you. And a lot of us have trauma in our inner child. So it's hard to find the innocence of the inner child. So I got my tuning fork. I'm working down here on the sacral chakra in the womb. If you want to receive a clearing in your sacral chakra that will allow you to return to a state of innocence, you can say yes now. Receive that. Innocence. Cool. Good stuff, guys. All right. Let's send some love lights hearts across the screen for Marion there. I hope that helped a lot of us. Good stuff happening. Okay. Let's see here. We got Preet. Emily, I need to ask about an energy that passes from near crown like a sudden whiff of wind, wakes me up by tapping or pulling my feet, doesn't let me go deep in meditation. All right. Well, I'm not sure that, okay, Preet, let me know how this responds in your body. But the first thing that comes up for me is Isis. Okay. So when I'm meditating and I'm connected, when I just got the chills through my body, as I said that, when I'm meditating with Isis, she makes her presence known. In Mount Shasta, which this has been I can't even count how many times I've been there now, but this has been the 6th year that I've taken metaphysicians into the mountain for advanced activation. And we go into a secret pyramid that's an exact scaled replica of the Great Pyramid at Giza. And Isis is the guardian at this pyramid. And there have been times in that pyramid before where I physically feel what she's doing to my body. Like one time I had an activation that felt like a karate chop to my forehead. And I was laying down in there and my whole body shot up in boat pose. Okay. But what the guides are saying, Preet, is that the Egyptian gods tend to work very viscerally with people when they are bringing in activations. And I just noticed like I'm burping a bit too, which is all energy moving. Don't necessarily like to say that on the air, but they're all the signs of the energy moving. All right. So, we are going to be going to Egypt soon, by the way, at the Akashic Academy, going to Stonehenge, going to Egypt. So hit me up if you want to know more about those trips. And specifically, like when we go to Egypt, this is on the calendar for 2026. I know that the codes that are coming in, the guides, the Akashic guides want to work with humans on remembering the lineage of that royalty, the gods living here on the planet. And so when they come in to activate, they get very visceral in the body. Okay. Anybody feel like you're having activations from the Egyptian gods right now? Would love to know that. Okay. Pathway of Power would like some custody guidance, please, if you have time, but can't wait for our one-on-one. I love you too, and your whole family and the work. All right. So custody guidance coming up. Let me just tap in. Okay, so the guides want to give some more general advice to anybody who is in court cases or legal cases right now. Okay, because so many of our systems that have been designed to support us, I say that with a cringe on my face because some of them are designed to suppress us too. I mean, that's how we're sold the bill of goods, as my granny would say, is that we're designed to, or the way that things are fed to us are designed to make us think that they're serving us when they're not really. And the court system is one of the corrupt constructs that's crumbling right now. And what the guides are saying, first of all, they're acknowledging the challenge of light workers who are wrapped up in not only court cases right now, but also wrapped up in other paradigms that are crumbling. The guides are saying, though, that the light workers are strategically placed there, though, to bring more light into the new. So it's like as the cracks form and the light workers who are inside the system can begin to shine the light and shine through, it helps to break down this system. So thank you for those of you all who are in that, put yourself in tough missions like that. Another part of what's transforming inside of this matrix. Okay, they're showing me like the legal system as a matrix, is that judges and lawyers are also becoming more enlightened and remembering deeper truths, and aren't as able to be corrupted as before. And this transformation, like we've got to experience this transformation from the inside out. So there's very powerful shifting and changing happening for avatars here on our planet. It's lawyers, judges, people who are here to hold the frequency of justice. Right? There's a lot of transformation that has to happen, and it's happening in this way. Also, the guides are showing me There's an evolution happening right now as well on the nature of how conflicts are solved. And it's really important to, rather than get frustrated by systems that we see that are not working, we've got to step back and we've got to see the bigger progression, okay? Because y'all, before we had the legal system and courts and lawyers and people that helped us to work out conflict, we freaking would go to war. Like the most shadow aspects of ourselves as a collective would go to war. All right, so we're learning to shift and become more peaceful and to honor where we're at in reflection to where we've been is going to be an energy that helps to move us through this faster. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come in specifically around that. This is also a great place. It's like a playground for the soul. It's an exercise for soul learning to bring our energy under our own authority. The guides are saying that similar to how Earth School it's not like 101 for soul evolution. If you find yourself in a court case of any kind, it is not 101 for soul evolution. Although you're in a library, you are learning. And we can get out of anything faster by asking, what is it that I need to learn? And help me do it. Okay. All right, the guides want to bring in an activation that's going to help bring our energy more under our own authority. The guides want to work in the feet. Okay, so they want you to feel yourself connected to the planet. There's power in this space. And just drop your consciousness and awareness into the space where it feels like your feet are connected, but truly there's like lots of spaciousness in between there. And just go into that vast spaciousness. And just be there. Honor your power. Honor your presence in the now moment here on the planet. You might be able to feel or sense some shifts happening within the body, within the being, within the light body, within the awareness. As you are being recalibrated to have more authority in your own body. Ooh, so it is. Another thing is freedom. Freedom can only come from within ourselves. It can't come from outside circumstances. So for those of you who are right now maybe in challenging court cases or places where it's important that you keep your energy under your own authority, that's true freedom right there. And that's the only way freedom can be brought back to the planet. So all of this work is very worthy. So thank you all for doing it. True freedom. Okay. Found some glasses. Where did they go? Did I hang them on my doily shirt here today? Hopefully Aunt Patty isn't watching. She gave me this shirt. Okay. Let's get some more questions here. Lynn, you and I have some time tomorrow. Would love to know my purpose now. You feel so broken. Oh, Lynn, I love you. Everybody, let's send love and light to Lynn. Get her through till she gets into my sacred office tomorrow. We got some time scheduled. All right, take a nice deep breath. Okay, so the guides are saying knowing our purpose requires us to know our value, and knowing our value not only within the family unit, but like here on the planet, this stuff has been virtually erased from humanity. I mean, like I did it to my kids, not even realizing that I did it. Okay, I'll tell the quick story. Here's how I didn't realize that I did it. Back when I turned 40, which was 8 years ago now, if y'all counting, I went on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic, and one of my kids went with me. The other two stayed here. And when I got back, I was talking with my ex-mother-in-law who stayed with the two littles that were here. And she said to me, Emily, they're so poor over there. I know you helped a lot of people, but didn't you feel bad that you couldn't help everyone? And I thought, no, I didn't feel bad. Like, that was my first answer, was no. And then I went into judgment mode. I'm like, dang, why didn't I feel bad for those poor people? Am I a bad humanitarian? Did I just get my fill and now I'm better? And then I was like, no, actually, here's why I don't feel bad for them. Is they have something that we don't have here, that I don't have consistently. They have happiness. People of third world countries, they may be poor, but their happiness ranks way higher. And here's one of the reasons that I was able to dissect. And that is, those family units are so happy. There's so much love because everybody knows their place. They're all needed. If it's your job to go get water and your ass sprained your ankle yesterday and you can't go get it, the whole family suffers and has to shift and right. They have to work as this unit, and they know their place. And they've created happiness and joy and connection. And the guys are saying, rather than stretch all the way into feeling your purpose right now, Lynn, just let yourself be held. See if you can feel that. That's why many of us feel broken, is that we feel detached and disconnected from each other. So let's just imagine a grid. Let everybody type in where you're tuning in from right now. I'm in the high Sierras in Reno, Nevada. And I want you to imagine a grid of light. I know we got Connecticut here. I know we got Cali here. I know we got Canada here. I know we got Michigan here. I know we got Florida here. I know we got all kinds of places. All right. If I didn't give your specific state a shout out, type it in now. Let's imagine this grid of consciousness illuminating all over the planet, sending love and connection. Tap in and feel that you're a part of this family, this soul family that I'm calling together right here, right now. Bless you, Lynn, and everybody who's connecting into this. I love you. Feel you. I see you. We're here together. Yeah, you need a couple soul hugs first, Miss Lynn. All right, let's get your energy back up. Raise your energy frequency back up. Try to laugh for me today too. Not try, do. Even if you force yourself. It'll start coming out. Good stuff. All right. Laughter and tears are two natural technologies that you have within your body that will break up negative energy. We got to use them, guys. We got to use them. Thank you all for helping me love on Lynn and everybody here. Peter Vora says, why do I find it so hard to commence practices that I know will benefit me? Oh, probably it's probably that dis-ease against self. We don't love ourselves enough. And we don't accept, a lot of times what I notice is that if it's self-sabotage, we know that we need to do something, but we don't do it for ourselves. It's because we haven't accepted about ourselves that we have vices, and that part of ourselves needs some love. It's about acceptance, radical acceptance, radical self-acceptance. All right. I want to pause here for just a moment. Y'all keep your questions coming in. I see some more coming in. I want to share with you a little bit more about what happened in Mount Shasta. Oh, yay. I got Rasa from the DR here. That's right. Cool. So I want to share a little bit more about the powerful mission that we go on every year at Lionsgate. We go into secret vortexes on the mountain, and these light codes open up. All right. These are light codes that bring in frequencies of the new earth to help us remember the truth of who we are and other ways that society can function. Okay, so the court systems, commercialized food, a lot of the educational system. What we are experiencing right now on the planet is not the only way to do things. And there have been other civilizations and times here on the planet. One that I'm specifically drawn to is ancient Atlantis and Lemuria. Now, yes, eventually this civilization clashed and they wiped out the planet. We wiped ourselves, just like we're about, I shouldn't say just like we're about to do now. I caught myself. We are rewriting a new history for humanity. Okay. This time we're going to get it right. All right, but before the crash of Lemuria and Atlantis, these two civilizations lived in harmony and in the 5D. So our civilization existed in a state of peace, power, and plenty. We collaborated. There was, I already said peace, power, and plenty. So that means there's food for everybody. There's vibrant health for everybody. Life, there are challenges and things that we learn and overcome and grow together, but life looks totally different. And the codes of ancient Lemuria exists there on Mount Shasta. So these are some of the codes that you see coming in. This one looks like that's a giant Syrian ship. Now, by the way, we don't see these in, quote, real life. All right. We see these in the camera later after we take the pictures, which is super cool. However, there's no photoshopping to any of these. Here you can see that the portal opening up on the ground, which is pretty cool. Cool. Good stuff. All right. So I got one more video. I'm going to show you the UFO video here too, y'all. But let's just talk about like these light codes and these activations that come in. Like what the heck does that actually mean, and what did we experience with it on the planet? Well, this idea of the new earth and the codes of the new earth is all around us. The 5D, peace, power, plenty, 99.999% of the galaxy exists in 5D, which means this earth right here, we're in this little shadow zone where we still get to learn through the Maya, through the illusion. So the illusion exists here as well. The illusion is the matrix where you get trapped in fear and lack and all of the things that aren't actually real. Peace, power, plenty. You are a free being. You have the ability to source and resource all that you need and desire through your own being. You are one with nature. You are one with every other human here on the planet. You have a unique something to add to this ecosystem. And we're being tricked into giving away our power to working like freaking robot slaves, most of us at jobs that we don't even love, to keep the lights on, which, by the way, hello, energy's free. Like there are constructs that we are allowing here that are keeping the construct of the Maya, the illusion, up. Now, if you are on a personal quest like me and you refuse that shit and you're like, no, I'm not going to tune into the Maya, the illusion. I'm going to create and perceive and live and engage with the 5D, with peace, power, and plenty, that's all around me. We will start to consecrate the new earth, this idea of the new earth. And there's shit that's not allowed in the new earth. So the new earth all around us right now, we get to drop into it. But here's the deal. It's a vibrational frequency that keeps you in it. So your ass is going to get kicked out if your vibrational frequency drops. Guess what drops our vibrational frequency so that we can't perceive it? The peace all around us right now. Anxiety and rush. Okay, one of the huge timelines that we collapsed because we went on this really cool mission. We met a guy named Jose. Jose M is a 33rd Mayan timekeeper. And my facilitators met him out in town. And of course, they fell in love with each other. My facilitators fell in love with Jose and Jose with my facilitators. And so Jose wants to help us do a cacao ceremony, and he gives us secret coordinates on the mountain where there is a Mayan hearth that was created 33 years ago and has been used in ceremonies. And so my team members, Kai and Brian, go trekking up the mountain. They find it, right? And we create this very special sacred ceremony at sunset. And Jose is going to go up there with us, and our whole group is traveling, right? And me, y'all, I lost some wisdom as the leader, okay? The camera crew starts taking off up the mountain, which, by the way, we were filming a docu-series about the behind-the-scenes work that I do at the mountain and with my clients, right? It was like Indiana Jones. So I'm with, the camera crew goes charging up the mountain, And I'm feeling like, okay, I'm the leader. I got the stage. I got to get up there ahead of everybody and make sure that the ground is set and, that we're ready when the guests get here. And so I take off up the mountain, and we do have a couple that are traveling with us that are injured. And I thought to myself, oh, our injured, I'm sending them love and light, like hoping that there's going to be part of their like fierce Navy SEAL self that's going to want to. They weren't Navy SEAls, but we all got a little of that warrior in us. I'm like, oh, I hope they make it to the top. Jose stayed at the bottom. Jose, the wisdom keeper, said, no, we travel as the tribe. We travel as the group. The elders and the young ones, they set the speed. Okay, I blew it. What I realized was when we travel as a tribe, it alleviates rush. It alleviates anxiety. Y'all, how much of your energy that could be keeping you in the 5D in a place of peace are you giving away because you're agreeing to the false construct of time and anxiety and rush? Okay, that will never happen in my container again. That is a timeline that collapsed. We now move as a tribe. We stay in the 5D as we move as this tribe. Okay, that was one of the huge timelines that collapsed. Another one of the timelines that we collapsed was defamation around the divine feminine. Indiana Jones and his amazing wife there, taking the lead seat on that one, taking that one down for humanity. So yeah, just some of the power that's happening there in Mount Shasta. All right, you want to see the UFO video? Also, because there's so much piezoelectric energy there at Mount Shasta, meaning it's a super volcano, it's the root chakra of the planet. So any intention that we take into Mount Shasta, whether you're conscious of it or not, you are going to align at your base, at your root, to the timeline that holds the frequency of that potential for you and the lessons for you. So that's why Shasta is such a big shifter. It's such a huge cosmic power point that if we understand how to harness these portals in nature, we can make radical advancement. Okay. Which, by the way, radical advancement, not for everybody. I just heard this morning. Fast change creates turmoil. That's why our souls also in a physical plane, we can change slowly over time. It is crunch time though, y'all. So I will encourage you, like turn up the speed on the self-love and any work that you have left to do, because we can release this shit and we can be in a state of peace. All right. So in addition to the root chakra, Telos, which those are the refugees from Atlantis and Lemuria, those beings that hold those codes of humanity when we weren't acting out, when we were in our divine potential. So we've got that inside the mountain. And then there's also, because of all the piezoelectric energy, it expands consciousness and alters the magnetic field and creates gateways where we can see the extraterrestrial and interdimensional activity. Lots of UFO activity. All right, so I'll show you the UFOs. You see them?
Here's another one. Straight up.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep, I went up there, moving.
It's moving fast.
Okay, one more time.
Here's another one. Straight up.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep, I went up there, moving.
It's moving fast.
Fun stuff. All right, thanks for letting me share a little bit of my photo album from Mount Shasta. I'm going to dive into a couple more questions. Let's see if we can get through a couple more here. And then I also want to share a link with you all. Like I said, every single one of you can do this too. You can learn to tap into higher mind and see patterns that go unseen from your human mind. All right. If you want to know more about learning how to read your own Akashic Records, I'm going to pop up a link here in just a second that you can hop on a free discovery call with me. This is for those of you who are serious about training. There is an investment required to train. Okay. This is a training that's going to first take you through understanding a reliable way that you get to tap in. And you don't have to keep questioning yourself because everybody questioned themselves in the beginning. How do I know if this is me? All right, work through all of that. Then once you know how to read your records, I'm actually going to take you through a process of reading all your own records. I say all of them. We can't read all of them. But the areas where you're programmed in life right now, money, jobs, relationships, how you've been programmed to love yourself, how you've been programmed to connect with God, all of that, all of your programming is written and available for you in your Akashic Records. So not only do you get to read it and understand it, you can rewrite it. We're not just downloading intel from the Akashic Records. It is a sentient being. We're uploading information to it constantly as well. So if you want to learn how to consciously upload to your Akash, this training is going to teach you how. And then you also learn how to do things that stretch the imagination in terms of what's possible for you, which looks like going into your future lives and your past lives and learning how to astral travel. All right, so lots of fun stuff. Stay tuned and I will pop up a link there for you all to join me. I'm just scanning here for more questions. It definitely helps to have my glasses on. All right, last chance for questions. Anybody have questions? Pop them on in the comments there. Golden ratio and bond. Makes sense to start with judges and lawyers. No more corrupt cases. Yeah. Okay. Rasa, my friend from the DR here. Okay. Rasa says, in about a week, I will be homeless. I was planning on living in my car and then my car got repossessed. I'm trying to stay hopeful at times, but life feels hopeless. Whew, that's a big one. Yes. So everybody, let's just send Rasa some powerful energy right now. Rasa, what the guides are saying right now, and this is for anybody who feels like the future, like your future is dire. The future exists in infinite possibility. We always have wiggle room until it's existing in the now. Okay. So what the guides are saying is, yeah, so the lesson here again, this is another a lesson of working at a high level to bring your energy under your own authority, because it's very easy to let the mind go off into all the challenge. So bringing your energy under your own authority and giving yourself thoughts that are going to properly set your vibrational frequency. Okay. And I'm going to give you an I am statement. Okay. So here are the statements from the guides that they're encouraging you to use, Yasa. First of all, the recognition that the future exists in infinite possibility. So we've got wiggle room. I am light. I am love. I am energy. I am possibility. Okay. Notice how all of these I am statements have a very high vibrational frequency. It's not anything that's material. Okay. I am light. Is light material? No. I am love. Is love material? No. I am, well, I can't remember what the other ones. They say I am whole. You want to speak this truth to your body, because here's the thing. Your cells know, your body knows, your Akash knows, your divine innate intelligence is in there. It's in there to guide you. You want to work on activating that so that can guide you. Make sense? Trusting yourself that your higher self has invited your human into this up level so that you can fully bring your energy under your own authority. All right, so I am statements every day. I am statements that are non-material, because it's going to help you dematerialize or uncreate this situation which you have created. Okay. Once you get enough light in your system, Rasa, the next thing that you're going to want to know and look for is why you created this, and understand why you did it. Even if it's an oopsie, this one definitely an oopsie. I create oopsies all the time. But we've got to figure out, like, why did I do that? Because once you can find the place where you accidentally did it, you can give yourself a new story there, just like we did in the very top of this show. Okay. The other thing that the universe wants everybody to be doing, because the guides are saying, truly, we should all be, okay. Well, if the guides say should, that's Emily interpreting, because they never say should. They invite us to consider. But the guides want to invite everyone to consider, what are we doing on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment awareness kind of basis to call forward our highest potential future? Most of us are only attempting to call forward our highest potential future when we're in a situation where our ass is about to be grass next week. And then we start doing all these, I'm love, I'm light, I'm infinite possibility. What if we did that every day? Gentle reminder, you are creating right now your future. Let's all create a powerful future for ourselves of abundance, of love, of light, of connection. Feel that in your body right now and say a yes, and you'll send it out as a, I felt that, as a vibrational current, a feedback loop. Okay? Universe, show me how good it can get. Did I get really loud in front of the mic there? My mom told me about my mic. I can't remember if she told me if I'm too close, it's loud, or if I go away, it's really quiet. I can't. Well, I guess both of those are the same. Universe, show me how good it can get. The universe is under your directive, under my directive. Let's step up and get serious about this. Peace, love, and joy. Okay, call it into being. Universe, show me how good it can get. All right, guys, if you'll bear with me for one moment, I am going to grab the link for you because I didn't grab it before we started. My bad. It's been a hot second since I did a live. Okay, I'm logging into my Calendly. Oh, hell, you want my password? Are you serious? Oh, good. My computer automatically remembered. All right, I'm going to grab my Calendly link for a discovery call. This is for those of you who are interested in learning how to read your Akashic Records, and you want to know if this is going to make the difference for breakthrough in your life. All right, because the Akashic Records are going to appear in your field when it's time for you to make some radical changes and you're ready for it. All right. The records are designed to help you understand your patterns so that you can consciously create what it is that you want to experience, and you can help others. Okay? It's going to help you tune into God mind. It's not for everybody, but for those of you who are here, you're brought into my field, you're probably an original scribe of the Akashic Records anyway. All right? So if you want to remember how to read them in this lifetime, hop on my schedule there for a call. Thank you all so much for being here. Carrie, my sister. This morning I asked myself 5 times, what are you doing? Yeah, I also, just everybody, just to like be really transparent, I also was having a very intimate conversation this morning where I said, yeah, I question myself. I question like human Emily, like I've gotten so I've integrated so much of this woo into every aspect of my life, like the UFOs and like all the pieces. Sometimes I do, I'm like, is this real? Like, and I also feel like at some of those times when I'm questioning my reality and I'm glimpsing into like, what am I doing here on the planet? There's a part of me that, like, there is some sort of an electrical something that moves in my body, and all of a sudden I'm able to recognize, oh, it's a video game. Like nothing means anything until we assign it value. And like I pop out of the density that I'm experiencing, right? And I glimpse this moment of opportunity, this power where I've dematerialized and everything becomes possible. So you're not crazy if you're questioning yourself. If you're crazy, you're just doing a little dematerialization and rewiring of yourself. All right. I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you next week. If this has served you, share it out, right? Because the more of us that wake up and step into our power, the faster this planet will shift. All right. I love you.
Hello, I wanted to talk about my experience with Emily and my Akashic Records reading. First of all, it was incredible, and she opened my mind to so many things about me and my calling and my personality that I could tune into and tap into. One of the main things that she uncovered for me is that a lot of the goals I've been setting have been very safe, and that I haven't been really stretching my mindset to think about the ultimate like scary goals, because a lot of the times I will put up a safe goal that I know is achievable, and that gets me even right underneath that. So I was able to really think outside of the box. I started really thinking beyond what I thought was possible with my goals, and I've been doing this in every step of my life, and it's helping things really quickly propel into becoming a reality. So many things have become possible just because I was able to stretch my mindset beyond what I think is possible. But the main thing that has changed for me is I'm able to really manifest things a lot quicker, and things have been just rapidly happening in that way. So Emily is insanely talented. She will zone right in with you and help you really identify the things that are holding you back.